travel on the Today Show, brought to you by Mayo County Council.
Now, this week we are dedicating our travel slot to Mayo, of course, the county that brought us Bighton, Banshees and some of the best beaches on the Wild Atlantic Way.
Yeah, well, there's only one woman to take us on a tour, and she is travel expert Michelle Jackson. Michelle, Mayo is really having a moment, but it's been having a moment for a long time, really.
It certainly is, and I am so lucky to have been there and seen some of these amazing sights. What I love about it is it's got 1,126 kilometres of the Wild Atlantic Way. Some of the most spectacular scenery all along the way. It's only 2,500 kilometres long, so it's got a big chunk of it and some of the best of it in North Mayo. It really is stunning. And I was asking a friend before I did the Pacific Coast Highway, you know, what's the Pacific Coast Highway going to be like? And she said to me, have you been to North Mayo? And I said, well, yeah, I'm going up there this summer. She says, it's better than the Pacific Coast Highway.
Well, you know what, you've brought us as well, some fabulous footage so we can show us these dramatic scenes. Let's go to the Cage of Fields first.
Yeah.
That's up at the top of Mayo, really.
Do you know, we are so lucky in Ireland to have such an array of history. And this is a Neolithic farming site. This is 6,000 years old. You know, it's like back in Newgrange times, and there are very few places where you can see what the farming settlements were originally like.
Totally, and the interpretive centres there.
Oh, absolutely. That is a stunning pyramid, and it's an award-winning centre. There's also that fabulous iconic stack, which you have got the air of a 64.
Is that Downpatrick?
Well, yeah, absolutely, in Downpatrick, and that is just
beautiful.
You
know what? It's spectacular to look at it, Michelle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Really.
Do you know what? As the sun is setting is the best time, but it changes light different times of the day. And at that iconic stack, you can actually go down in the cliff. So it's different to the cliffs of Moher, where you know the way you can just look at it from afar. There is a walkway down and there's a cave, but you have to be very careful if you do it during low tide.
You feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just spectacular. We're so lucky that, you know, it's only up the road from us.
And also iconic hotels, because of course we're talking about Joe Biden as well, and of course his family, his ancestors from Mayo.
They come from Ballina, and one of my favourite hotels in Mayo is the Ice House. And they have just extended their fabulous chill spa. So you can have your seaweed baths, or you can have your jacuzzi out there. They have a sauna as well.
I could do it in an afternoon this now, Michelle. We were looking at this footage earlier on, and just having your tea there looking out at that.
Oh, God, we could all do with a bit of that. I brought my daughter down there, actually, and we had a spa treatment each. But you've got fantastic food as well. The restaurant is amazing. Also, Ennisco House isn't too far away. That's inland more, on Lough Conn, and this has been in the ownership of the Kellett family for years. Great for pet-friendly holidays. They love dogs. They've got farm-to-fork dining with their own Victoria garden. It's absolutely stunning. You've got Mount Falcon.
Mount Falcon is lovely.
There,
actually, a friend of ours, Mount Falcon, resident up there with her husband, Evelyn O'Neill. And I heard Joe Biden stay there the last time. Well, maybe not the last time, but when he was here at one stage.
It'll be fun finding out.
Well, I certainly heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe.
I'd say the speculation has started already.
I'd say it has already. There's so many places. I mean, Newport House Hotel has got fabulous fishing as well, and Mulvaney Park House has great history with the railway line. So there's loads.
There's so much. I still think maybe the best way is to kind of go north and work your way south.
I think that's a really good advice. And if you go on the Mayo.ie County Council website, there are offerings for different places. Like there are camping parks, there are B&Bs. There's so many different types of properties you can visit along the way and get your own little road trip going.
Now, Westport is, I think, a jewel. It's so beautiful. I spent all my summers there. Remember I was telling you, because my aunt, they had a pub outside Westport, so I used to go there all the time.
This she worked when she was a young one. Right?
I didn't. Well, I used to have to do a little bit of work at the pub, but it was fabulous. But look, this Westport House.
It has, you know, there's a fabulous statue there to Grace O'Malley, the Pirate Queen, but there's that adventure park. It's just brilliant, and it's only €20 for family and 80 for a family to go and enjoy that. But the real highlight for me is the Great Western Greenway, and that's 42 kilometres of spectacular
So it starts
scenery.
in Westport, does it?
It starts at Westport. It runs for 42 kilometres.
Where does it go?
It goes through Wild Neffin National Park, and it kind of hugs the coast at the N59. It follows that route.
Okay.
And it used to be where the railway ran.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know,
like all the greenways.
And it's beautifully converted. And you go through Mulvaney, and you go up to, you can get to Achill from it. You know,
Oh,
so that's kind of.
So it's all dramatic scenery all all the way there. And of course, Croagh Patrick, just outside Westport, we have to mention that. It's so fabulous there.
Absolutely. And you see, Wild and Effenberg National Park is particularly special because it's got it's been designated an international dark sky park.
Oh, yes.
Which, because it's got no light pollution, it's also you have a great chance of seeing the Northern Lights when they show their faces, and they do kind of pop up now and again.
The green and red of Mayo coming up in the sky there as well, Michelle.
That might be a sign. This might be their year.
Well, I tell you one thing, between the lovely scenery we've seen there, with league champions Joe Biden coming, if they win the All-Ireland, Michelle, I just don't know what to say.
Oh, they deserve it. I think they deserve it. They deserve it.
Is that the national park where the bog is? Is that
yes,
there,
that's the Own Duff Bog. Yes.
Tell us about that bog. That's very special.
Yeah, it is because it's such a large area, and there are special walkways and trails. So you could do like kind of loop walks. You can do short ones. You can do long ones, and it's kind of very well signposted, so you can really get lost in it.
And do you know think about what I like about this, Michelle, is that when you can go there, spend time and actually enjoy it. Don't be rushing through it, I think.
I couldn't agree more. And you can, I mean, last time I was there, I spent a lot of time on the Clew Bay bike trail, and
Oh yeah, you did that. I remember you mentioned that to us once before.
Well, it starts in Westport.
That's the Octagon, yeah.
And I was brought around by the lovely Rachel from Rachel's Irish Adventures. Myself and himself, my other half, we got these fabulous e-bikes. And you're
you did no work there.
Come on, no.
You might as well be on a motorbike. Come on.
It was great because it's quite a long
Actually, you're right,
cycle.
though. You know what? If you want to see it in the outdoors, it's a great
Absolutely.
idea.
And, you know, we had to get the ferry. Now, the ferries were run by the O'Malleys.
Where were you going now on the ferry?
To Clare Island.
Oh,
so this is the only bike trail that includes 2 island stops, and you have to get 2 ferries.
So that's part of it.
But
Interesting.
It makes it so interesting. But you have to make sure you have the right times for the ferries, so they
ferries.
coordinate.
So it's all part of it. That's a great idea.
Where'd you go from the mainland?
You start off at Lewisburg.
In Lewis, you have to go to Lewisburg and then out.
And you get the ferry to, and you've got Kildavna Castle, you've got so much to see.
Clare Island is lovely. Isn't there a lighthouse on one of those islands
There
you can
is a
hire?
spectacular
I remember
island.
being out there years ago.
And you can have it for an anniversary or for parties
amazing.
or for weddings.
Yeah. And the Saw Doctors wrote a song about it, of course. Take Me Off to Clare Island, wasn't it?
Oh, was that?
Yeah, that's the Clare Island that they're talking about. Yeah, there's a song about it.
Absolutely.
If not, they do now.
Yeah, they have to do that. Yeah. So he's going to write that. And Take Me Off to the Lighthouse. Insert that in.
Well, after the fabulous lighthouse, we got to see the remains of Grace O'Malley in the graveyard, and then we got another ferry over to Achill Island.
Very good.
That's where it continues.
Should we all know about Achill now?
It's world famous these days.
We just had to talk about Achill Island because it is absolutely wonderful. And Keel Strand, I think, is an absolute gem because everybody's going to be heading off to Keem Strand because of the Banshees. But it's going to be very busy this year. You've got the deserted village, which is absolutely stunning.
Look at that.
And
Yeah.
It is
turquoise
amazing.
blue sky.
And we just mentioned, because we won't have time to go to it, but there's a fabulous museum in Castlebar as well, and that's really, really good as well.
That is the Museum of Country Life.
I've been
And
there.
it's free
brilliant.
entry
Lovely.
for the whole family.
It is really good. Michelle, thank you so much. And thank you for being so Eastery and lovely, blending in with our couch and our set. So wonderful.
I want to go back there.
You'd be going back there.
After that, I'll tell you.
Totally. It is a fabulous place. I love it. Thanks so much, Michelle. Head on to our social media channels, of course, at RTE Today on Instagram and Facebook for more info on Mayo.
Travel on the Today Show, brought to you by Mayo County Council.